Let's get started. I'd like to introduce KYZEN's Engineering Services Manager, Dirk Ellis.
Good morning. Thank you, Cassie. Welcome to our presentation on electronic assembly cleaning basics, automated concentration monitoring and control. Set it and forget it, the benefits of automation. I will focus on concentration control of inline PCB cleaners because the control is much more difficult than a batch. Batch machine concentration will not change much over 20 or 30 cycles, whereas the inline will change enough to put your process out of tolerance in about 2 hours of runtime. So let us first ask what the choices of controls are. In this presentation, I will discuss 3 different methods along with their pros and cons: manual monitoring and manual additions, manual monitoring and semi-automatic additions, automated monitoring and automated additions. Manual concentration monitoring was covered on a previous Tech to Tech session a couple of weeks ago, so please check out our Tech to Tech website where you can view previous session recordings. First of all, we'll look at manual monitoring and manual additions. This involves drawing a wash tank sample and measuring the concentration, analyzing the volume in the tank and finding out how much water or chemistry to add, and then manually adding the chemistry to the tank. Measuring the concentration takes manpower, time, and money, which is typically about 15 minutes. Analyzing the concentration, the tank volume, and the corrective action takes manpower, time, and money, and maybe about 10 minutes. Reacting to a high concentration requires draining several gallons from the tank to create enough volume to add water to dilute the concentration, and this is just throwing money down the drain. A concentration that's too low requires measuring out the correct amount of chemistry and adding it to the wash tank. Then you have to repeat steps 1 and measure the concentration again, which may require repeating step 2 and 3 again. The pro of this method is no capital investment, and the cons are exposing employee to hot chemical sample, exposing the employee to splashing chemical while filling a measuring container, expensive labor to measure, analyze, and react. There's always a chance then for human error in the measuring and the analyzing, throwing money down the drain if you have to make room in the tank, and very poor concentration control. The second method is manual monitoring and semi-automatic additions. This method is exactly the same as the first, with the exception that we're using a KYZEN Chemtroller to do the react by automatically injecting water and chemistry into the wash bath. The Chemtroller is a water-driven pump that uses the pressure of the wash tank makeup water to drive a chemical pump that will inject chemistry into the wash tank. There's an adjustment dial for setting the percentage of chemistry to be injected, and this will need to be fine-tuned to maintain the concentration in your process range. So again, you have to measure the concentration and analyze the concentration and then react. The tank will always be full, so if the concentration is high, the tank will have to be drained and the Chemtroller will have to be bypassed to dilute the tank. If the reading is low, chemistry will have to be added manually again. And then the Chemtroller dial will need to be changed. Once the dial setting is fine-tuned, it should require more input. Then you'd have to repeat step 1 again. The pros of this method is a small investment of money for the Chemtroller, and the cons are you're still exposing employee to a hot chemical sample, exposing the employee to splashing chemical while filling a measuring container, expensive labor to measure, analyze, and react, and then there's always the chance again for human error in the measurement and the analyzing. And again, throwing money down, chemistry and money down the drain if you have to make room in your tank. And this will yield a fair concentration control, less than 1.3 CPK. This data is from a customer using manual concentration reading and a Chemtroller that were analyzed using Minitab SPC program. I'm not sure I can call this fair control. Their CPK was 0.37 and the PPK 0.21. With many data points outside of their 18 plus or minus 2 control range. I wonder if the boards cleaned at 12% were clean. I'd say the best for last, automated monitoring and automated additions. The KYZEN PCS has been used now for 25 years. The PCS automatically measures the wash tank concentration, analyzes the wash tank level, and then reacts automatically to the amount of water and chemistry to maintain your concentration at the set point. The PCS therefore saves you manpower, time, and money that can be spent on other daily tasks. The pros of the KYZEN PCS are safety, no employee exposure to hot chemical samples or manually adding chemistry from a drum or a pail. The PCS saves money. The KYZEN PCS is like an employee that you don't have to pay a salary, provide benefits, time off, works 24/7, 365 without ever complaining. There is no more wasted chemistry because you get precise control of the concentration. Concentration control with a CPK and a PPK above 1.33. And the only con is it requires a capital investment. If having data is important to you, we offer the KYZEN Analyst Data Services for your PCS. This is a cloud-based real-time concentration monitoring and reporting platform. You can monitor your cleaning process from anywhere in the world using a web browser. You can set user-defined trigger conditions that can send alerts via email or text to appropriate personnel, such as when the drum is empty. All data is securely stored to ensure privacy, long-term historical data storage, and audit protection. You can customize your dashboard to see over 50 process parameters. This is a mini-tab analysis of the data extracted from a PCS of our customer showing a very tight control of 13.5% plus or minus 2, yielding a CPK of 5.63 and a PPK of 4.06. This cleaning process is one to be proud of and will give your customers the confidence they need to secure and maintain their business. Automated concentration control. The KYZEN PCS is a true process control system that monitors and automatically reacts to the dynamic changes that occur in the wash bath concentration. It provides precise additions of water and chemistry to control the concentration and fluid level in the wash tank. Optimizes the chemical usage by only adding what is needed. Minimizes employee exposure to chemical and the labor required. In summary, if product reliability and consistent cleaning process is important to you, only the PCS delivers fully automated control, data demonstrating process control, safety with no operator handling or exposure to chemicals, and free time for engineers and operators to focus on more important tasks. This completes my presentation, and I'll hand it back to Cassie.
Thank you, Dirk. If you'd like to discuss this topic further, please contact your local KYZEN regional manager or send an email to tech@kyzen.com, and we'll have someone schedule a follow-up with you as soon as possible. Again, we thank you all for taking time to join us today, and we hope to see you again real soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.